And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quivs here, Quivs does stuff. Back in Phasmophobia today. I hadn't intended to stream at all, but I was having a shower, and for some reason I couldn't stop thinking about sound sensors. Go figure. Yeah, so we did... Ooh, what did I just do? Oh, I think I hit multiplayer. Oh dear. That's alright, we can fix that. Yeah, so... Yesterday, I sort of did a quick demo of sound sensors and how they work in a small map, and that's really not their strength. But then I was thinking about like medium and big maps anyway, and that's not really where they're any good either. Now we'll do it in amateur because it's not really that important. What we're really doing is just playing with the sound sensors. Take a strong flashlight, take a thermometer. We'll take the sanity pills in case we need them. And I'll take the cameras, because if we do get the photos, then we get the photos. What else is good? Screw it. We'll just take a standard kit. We might end up doing everything, we might not. If it seems like it's going to be really easy to finish the level, we'll just finish the level. If it's going to be really hard to work out what ghost this is, then we won't go any further. Man, I really need a pop filter. It's now that I've got a mic that's actually on a boom and it's right in front of my face, I really notice the pops, the D's and the P's and the B's much more because it's right in front of my face, and honestly you can almost feel it reflect off the microphone. Right, so we're going to go to high school because that's a bigger map. So high school, asylum, and prison, and Maple Lodge, I imagine, probably the maps that sound sensors should excel at. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's still trumped by the parabolic microphone or your own ears every time. But I could be wrong. So we're going to test this, and we're going to do multiple tests. We're not going to just do this once or twice. I'm going to do it again and again and again and again and again and see if we sort of get like a sample size, what happens. Also, I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I'm really hungry, so I'm going to be chowing down on these jelly beans, ruining my dinner, but it should keep me going through the stream. So I apologize for the chewing noises as well. Anyway, yeah, so sound sensors. We're just going to go straight in with some sound sensors. I do need to know where the breaker is. That would be preferable. It's upstairs on the left. Now, we're not going to need it straight away, obviously, because this is amateur. Edie? Is that Edie? Because that's not Eddie, because Eddie's got two D's. So that's Edie. I know Edie's a name. I've met an Edie once. The hell did I meet an Edie? I know I've met one. All right. So, sound sensors. How useful they are. First of all, let's try this. Edie Hall, where are you? Alright, so I didn't hear squat. The cursed objects are normally like right here. Aren't they? Because I don't know where they are in the high school, that's for damn sure. There's a lot of maps where I don't know where they are. The high school's like way down my list of where they are. I've seen a few of them on other people's streams, and so I kind of have an idea of one or two, but that's about it. Alright. So now I've got two sound sensors. Let's try... No, I don't think there's anything in there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to head down this corridor, and about here, okay, I think I already heard something. I'm going to play sound sensor 1, and then I'm going to head down this corridor, about here, because I think they're pretty big now. Oh, so there are some walls you can place them on, just not all walls. Okay, I'm definitely hearing stuff. There's a ghost kind of close already. Oh, so you can't actually place them on walls. We'll put it there. And we'll go back to the van and we'll see what that gets us. Well, I 2 more jelly beans. Jelly beans. I'm pretty sure the ghost is on this side of the school, but it might be upstairs. I'm sure I heard stuff. I'm not actually sure what difference the difficulty makes to the actual ghost AI. Oh man, and there's this fly in this room. Excuse me. Oh, he's right on my monitor. I don't want to spray my monitor. Get off the monitor. Oh man. Alright. I really have to get rid of this fly as well, so if you see me suddenly freak out, grab a can of spray. I'm not going crazy. There's a big fly in here. I don't even know how he got in here. Oh, there he is. That's a good spot. Hopefully that got him. Hee hee hee. Alright. Sound sensors. So as you can see, high school, pretty good, because look at that coverage. So I've got, you know, one of the locker rooms entirely. I've got most of these classrooms, some of those classrooms, and like this back one is that entire thing. But yeah, I'm not getting anything. All right. And they don't work upstairs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try upstairs in sort of a similar position with the other two. And we'll see how we go. I've still got 1:33 on my what's-his-face as well. It's not like the ghost isn't doing anything. The ghost is busy. We've got activity on the activity chart. We just haven't got anything on the sound sensors yet. This be a bit lower. I think this should be a bit lower. So I have no idea where the other hiding spots for the cursed items are anyway. I imagine some of them would be in the library just next to the starting area. I know that the cursed items are always near the starting areas in any map that isn't small. That's a design choice. Right, so basically those two corners again, and let's see what happens. Maybe I was tripping and I wasn't hearing anything because none of these doors are open. And in amateur, all the doors start closed. So normally a ghost will touch a door and one of the doors will open. But anyway. So we've got the downstairs sensors. They don't appear to be doing much. I'm going to pick them up now. Because the ghost doesn't... I mean, it wanders, but it doesn't change rooms. So I might as well grab them now. I know that's the room without a door. So it's not that the ghosts opened the door. There just isn't a door there. So let's grab those. And then we'll turn the lights off on the way out. Hey man, how's things? How's work? Not to scare you at all, but I was thinking the other day with AI learning. I reckon AI learning could learn to do your job. Might be years away, but you should think about that. Kingston? Are you away at the moment? All right. Oh, I didn't even know. Well, as far as sound sensors goes, I'm getting nothing on these left-hand ones either. So maybe the ghost is on the right-hand side, maybe it's in the middle. But we didn't get anything. So we'll try the bottom right-hand side and see what happens. ED, can you give us a sign? Okay, I'm not actually hearing anything, so wherever this ghost is, it appears to actually be far enough away. Oh, I've got a weird eye twitch. I hate it when that happens. I get that when I'm tired, and I am tired. Still haven't seen a single sign of a ghost yet either. So I will admit, this is one of the few examples of where the sound sensors might actually help. Because I haven't seen any indication of the ghost, and I've only heard it faintly far in the distance once or twice. And I'm not sure where it was. So maybe, just maybe, it might actually help. But even if they do, I'm going to take the paramic in and sort of go, well, maybe that works better. First floor right corridor, so it's up there in the back. So it's somewhere back there. So there you go. That's what sound sensors are supposed to do. Like, you see how much of this it covers. So it's, you know, the lab, the lab classroom, one of these 3 classrooms, maybe the toilets. That's a storeroom, or is that a classroom? Or maybe that's the cafeteria, I think. But again, like, we've seen one, and now it's stopped. Now, what that could indicate is that the ghost is in one of these rooms that are only partially covered. So, well, if it was in one of the rooms that are covered by both sensors, it'd trigger both sensors. It's only triggered one. So the lab is a possibility, because it could maybe trigger that door and then be over here doing stuff over on this side of the lab, and it won't trigger it again because it's not walking there. It could be in the corridor here. It could just not be doing anything at the moment. It could just be stationary. The cafeteria is also highly likely. Right, so we have seen, I would really like to see it again though, because one trigger is not really anything. And I mean, the ghost is busy. Look, it's doing stuff. It's not just walking around. And like, these sound sensors should trigger on the ghost just walking. It should, you know, occasionally just get a small amount because the ghost walked across the room. And at the moment we're getting nothing. We did see one trigger though. First floor right corridor. I know that's all the way back there. Now the good thing about that is it pretty much means that it's on the first floor. It's not on the second floor. Yeah, it's not even going to trigger again, is it? So, I mean, there's another thing. Like, it's triggered once, which sort of shows what you're supposed to use them for, but at the same time, that only triggered once. Like, if I hadn't been here when the ghost had triggered it that one time, I would have missed it, and then I would have moved on to the second floor and not even noticed that I'd missed it. So, let's demonstrate how the paramic would work. Now, again, I could absolutely have got this wrong and gone left first, and I would have got nothing. I would have walked around with the paramic for ages and gone, there is nothing here. And that would be correct, because there's nothing there. At least It appears so. Is there anything here? Is there like a music box or something? I think the music box is normally outside of this room. It's the damn cursed object. Yeah, I have no idea where they are. I really thought that there'd be something in here and it'd be like super obvious, but no. Alright. There you go. 1.2. Immediately, I've seen something. 0.3. I've seen something again. That's, you know, I could have got that from the foyer and I would already know that there's something going on. Yeah, that constant 0.3. There you go. That's the open door we were looking for. So I was right, it is the labs. So, the sound sensors helped me find that. But by comparison, what are the chances that the, what's-his-face, the paramic, would have helped me get this quicker? Oh, and it's freezing as well. Interesting. Yeah, and the storeroom's open, so maybe it's in the storeroom, I don't know. No, it's in the classroom, because there's that 0.5. That's it walking around for sure. Because isn't the classroom also cold? Won't they both be freezing? Was that my breath from before? Yep. Okay, so they're both freezing. So yeah, so these both are one room. And I've got this constant 0.5 in here. That doesn't seem to want to go away. I don't think the paramic's bugged, although I know that's a thing that can happen too. But yeah, that constant 0.5, that's... We don't know what that is. But you do get these constant paramic readings, which we think is currently a bug. But it does give the ghost position away pretty quick. So it's in here. And look, it never opened that door, so it's not like I would have seen that. And it could be in here as well, and it could be over there as well. So, yeah, again, paramic. Took no time. Okay, admittedly, I went in the right direction, because I sort of knew where I was going. But, you know, not perfectly. Ooh, it's just turned the breaker off. So let's move the microphone there. I'll grab my camera. Never know, it might do a ghost event or something. Upstairs on the left. So the breaker's miles away. That's very annoying. Yeah. So let's go and have a look and see what that sound sensor picks up now. Now that it's absolutely 100% in position on where the ghost is and should be covering the area that the ghost should be within and roaming around. No, this board. I'm still getting nothing. Okay, now I just got something on the second floor left corridor, but that's where the breaker is. That being said, doesn't quite cover the breaker, does it? Oh, where? Ah, there you go. First floor right corridor. Now that was a big spike. I think it's turning the breaker on and off constantly. Oh, and these multi-spikes? That's Not really sure what that is. That and that are one peak. That and that are one. And that are one. So what's that drop? Oh, that one. And that one are the same drop. So no EMF 5. So let's cross that off. Very active ghost, but no EMF 5. Yeah. Somewhere back there. In the lab, the classroom, and the... There it goes again. So we should momentarily see a spike, unless that was just footsteps. Might have just been footsteps. But yeah, I mean, look how infrequent it gives anything. And then we got those weird ones on the second floor left corridor as well. But like I said, I think that's because the ghost is actually turning the breaker on and off. It's currently off. I'm going to assume it turned it on and off because it did that twice. Right. Anyway, what do we have left here? Could be any of these other things. It's very quiet. I reckon it's a rev. If you have an opinion, sound off in the comments. Oh, not the comments, the chat. What do you reckon it is? Because I'm going to close this one and move on. And I'm going to start again, and I'm just going to go straight in with the paramic and demonstrate how the paramic is superior. Look, I did it again. Second floor, left corridor. So I think it just did the breaker again? No. That's interesting. I wonder what that is. But that's a serious... Like, that was huge. There you go. That's massive. That's a big spike. That's not the small spikes that we got before. Still doesn't look like EMF 5. Twins is not an option. Could be a mimic mimicking something, though. It's not really a twin interaction. Those are very close together, but it's not really a twin interaction. It's somewhat Oni-like, but it could just be something active. And I mean, again, Oni's not an option here. These are the things we've got. And I'm just guessing Revenant because, I don't know, it feels like it might be a Revenant. You reckon Mimic. Alright. Alright, it doesn't matter whether I win or lose. I'll go Mimic and we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, that's the best way to learn. Copy others until you understand why they're doing what they're doing, and then that's how you get better. That's all I did. I mean, except most of the people that I copy are people that I don't play with, but people that I watch on YouTube. Demon.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Surprising. Not too surprising. Demons are very active. That actually makes a bit of sense. So, I mean, there was a lot of activity on the chart, although not a lot on the sound sensors. All right. So let's do it again. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna be doing all the other things, so I will take... No, I won't even bother. I'll just take the parabolic microphone, the thermometer, in case I have to verify that I've got the right room. And that's it.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare a
All right.
before starting the investigation.
Gregory Winter. That's definitely a new one as well. Good flashlight. Grab that. And I'll grab that because if there's anything worth taking a photo of. Okay, breaker is under the stairs on the left. That's far better than it was on the previous one. Alright. Now, there you go, 2.3. What was that? Something was over here? I don't think that was the switch because it was too far after I'd pressed the switch. Is there a cursed object anywhere near here. Yep, those are tarot cards. Cool. Alright. Oh, unless it was, because that one lasted longer than I thought it was going to last. Let's see if we get another one. Oh, there's a 0.6 over there. That 0.6 is really constant. Ah, 2.6 is a light switch. Let's see if we can find that 0.6 again. Oh, there it is. Right here. So, ears and paramic versus everything else. Super fast. Took us no time. Whereas, like, even just setting up the sensors would have taken ages, comparatively speaking. Alright. So, it's not freezing. It's probably not fingerprints unless it's an obake. Can I do that twice? It rang the phone twice. Let's find out. Yes. So if it rings the phone twice in quick succession, you can still take both photos so long as they're both still currently evident. That's interesting to note. I was not aware of that until now. Good, we checked that. And yeah, it's still leaving EMF. Have we got any ghosts that give themselves away by their voice? No. Alright. So there's that one. Yeah. That's how the paramic works. It's so much faster and so much easier. Like setting up sound sensors. The sound sensors I would have set up would have missed that ghost. And chances are I would have heard the ghost while I was walking past. So, you know. Ooh. That looks like EMF level 5. So, if you had to pick out a spirit, wraith, or raiju, what would you think it was? There's nothing to really differentiate them so far. We haven't been in there very long. I mean, wraith. I haven't been around long enough for it to teleport to me, so we didn't have any indication of that. And a raiju isn't going to do anything special at the moment because we were still within the grace period. Raiju. Raiju does feel... It's been a long time since I've seen one. Let's see if it was a raiju. Ooh, spirit.
Welcome back.
Surprising.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Alright, still made $20 on photos. That's good. Alright, let's grab the thermo again in case we need it. We'll grab the parabolic and we'll grab the sound sensors. One strong flashlight and in we go. For this kind of experimentation, it doesn't matter.
Check the equipment and get to...
Amusingly, if you don't select anything, the game automatically selects spirit for you. So if we'd selected nothing, we actually would have won that one. Alright. Torch. 2 sound sensors. Looking for Kenny Emmett. Breaker is upstairs on the left. And it's snowing. It was snowing in my Animal Crossing game the other day as well. Ah, I forgot to do my Animal Crossing busy work today. Kenny Emmett, where are you? Today's Walker's birthday. I really should go in there and do some Animal Crossing after this. Got to get in there before Nook's Crannies closes so I can buy some wrapping paper. He likes toys. I can just make him some wooden blocks or something. Oh, summoning circle. Oh, I didn't bring a camera. Alright. Well, let's try. Let's just put one there and see what we get. Those bastards. Alright, now we haven't heard anything from Kenny yet. But let's see if the sound sensors do. Should buy wrapping paper ahead of time. I only buy wrapping paper when I've actually got something to give a villager. I've given Lolly like 6 cute beds and she still sleeps on the crappy wooden one. She doesn't appear to be getting the message. She's got most of the other cute furniture. Alright. Now again, you might have to watch for a while to see anything. At the moment the ghost isn't doing anything. There's a pretty big spike. You would have expected that to show up. But we got nothing. Alright, so let's try one there and then one at the back there. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I did work out my... I thought I had 7 villages, but not... I've actually got 10 villages. So I was looking at... when you talk to Tom Nook and you want to actually move another villager... yeah, I know. There's some villages like that, yeah. Anything, only a sleeping bag. That's all I want. That's all I have space for. But yeah, so I was only... Oh, it's turned the breaker off. So I was only looking at Tom Nook where you ask to do layout changes and you can move a villager. And I could only see 7 villages. That's because there were 3 villages I've never spoken to. So as far as they're concerned, you can't move a villager you've never conversed with ever. So I had a new villager, Renee the Rhino, turn up at the campsite. And I asked her to stay. And she moved Fiona the Kabuki cow out. Or wanted to move Fiona the Kabuki cow out. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. And then I went to talk to Fiona the Kabuki cow. Because she was moving. And I'm like, all right. You know, I might as well talk to you. And there was all the boxes and stuff in her house. And she said, oh, hello, my name's Fiona. We've never met before. So, yeah, that was pretty funny. She's been on my island for like 9 months. And that was the first conversation we've ever had, was on the day that she was moving out. But yeah, Renee the Rhino. I don't know. Kind of cool. Yeah, I think the other ones are... Which are the other ones that I haven't spoken to? Pretty sure I've spoken to Crackle. Maybe Sid. But yeah, anyway, I'm slowly getting rid of the islanders that I'm not that interested in. And getting new ones. Yeah, Renee's a pink rhino. She's a bit... passive-aggressive, though, so I'm not a huge fan. She didn't seem like that when she was at the campsite. Yeah, we'll see. But I'll keep her, and she'll be one of the ones that will be on the list to get chopped at a later date, once I've gotten rid of the ones that, oh my god, you really need to go. Okay, first floor right corridor. That was the second one we placed. So that's this one that just triggered. Now, it wasn't a very high trigger, but there does appear to be something on the activity chart. Could have just been a footstep. But something within this vicinity triggered. So let's watch for a little bit longer and see what we get. See if we get another one. Because we were getting the last time those weird triggers on the sound sensors around the breaker. But it'd still be weird to see that trigger. So there's another thing, see? So something's happened. We got nothing. So I don't even know if it's there. Yeah, well, if you like all your villagers, then you like all your villagers. I just have a bunch of villagers that I don't like. I've replaced a few of them. Who did I replace with Cherie? Cherie was pretty cool. She's a tiny cub, so she's a small bear, not a full-size bear. And she herself is sort of pinkish red. And all her furniture is red. But she's also one of those ones where she goes to the back of the line again. And when it comes time to have a look at which villages I'm going to keep, which villages I'm not going to keep, once I've gotten rid of all the ones I really want to get rid of. Yeah, first floor right corridor. All right, something's happening over there. So we'll go over there. We'll take the paramic. We'll see what we find. Yeah, Cherie is exactly the same as Oddie. So, like, I don't need two characters with that exact same personality. And Audie is... Because I know the story behind Audie and how Audie got into the game, I'd rather have Audie. It's that simple. I think the breaker might be off again. Nope, it's definitely on. Alright. So somewhere within this vicinity, something was occasionally making some noise. So we'll do a slow scan around with the paramic and see if anything happens. Yeah, a lot of people, like the villagers, do that to you. They hold you hostage. It's like, yeah, I'm totally annoying, but hasn't my annoyingness become endearing over the months that we've been together? And it's like, well, yeah, kind of. Like even Fiona, the kabuki cow, when, like I said, the thing that used to freak me out is especially when I was looking for shooting stars. So you've got that camera angle adjusted. So when villagers come towards you, they come over the horizon. And watching Fiona come over the horizon as that weird kabuki cow was actually kind of freaky. Which is the main reason why I'm like, okay, you have to go because you scare me. There's something about you that's just scary. And like Crackle kind of looks like, he looks like a Frankenstein pig. I know it's just because he's got a slightly darker green patch, but it looks like he's made up of multiple pigs. So I kind of want to get rid of him. There was another one that I met. Oh, Moose. Yeah, I met an islander called, a villager called Moose on an island once. Man, that guy looked like he was in the IRA for sure. Yep. Okay. Not first floor. So what I think is happening here is the ghost is on the second floor. And it might have gone into the stairwell every now and again. Yeah, it's rang twice and I've got nothing on the paramic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the paramic and we're going to move this sound sensor upstairs on this corner. And then we're going to go back to the van and see if it picks up something now. Yeah, I've met the male version as well. So there's Fiona, and I forget what his name is, but there's a male version of the kabuki cow. He looks exactly the same except he's blue. He's got the same face paint and everything. Yeah, I generally just see what's new. Like if someone wants to leave and they're one of the ones that I don't really 100% want to keep, I'll let them go. and then see who I meet on the random Nook Islands, or I assume you can meet them on Captain's Islands as well now. Alright. Stuff's happening and we're still not getting anything. So it might be more over here. So I might go back and grab the one from the foyer and move it up to the middle. First floor, main corridor. Well, that's... So that'd be that one. That'd be this one? What? Yeah, see, this appears to be one of those ones where I think just using our ears is actually going to be better. Like, the sound sensors are giving me conflicting data. I'm going to go and move a couple of them anyway. I still didn't take a photo of the, what's-his-face yet. The summoning circle, but that's alright. I need my free hands for the sound sensors. It is amazing that that super simple game is as addictive as it is. But then again, that's Nintendo for you. They have many, many, many IPs that are like that, where they're just super addictive and you have no idea why you can't stop playing the damn game, and you can't stop playing the damn game. So somewhere around here is where I should be placing this other sensor, I think. Yeah, that seems about right. No open doors or anything. But if my guess is correct, it might be that stretch of corridor as opposed to an actual room up there. I'm going to turn off some of the lights down here. You're just wasting electricity. Think of the dolphins. Oh, I've been watching way too much of those primitive survival things as well. It's just like, yeah, I could live on an island and you know, I could spend ages and make myself a house and, you know, find iron ore and smelt it in a primitive furnace and make metal tools, and then I remember that I'm really old and I'm not that fit and it'd be super, super hard and it'd probably never work out. Okay, first floor main corridor. So that's that one. Then second floor main corridor is that one. Then second floor left corridor must be that one. And then second floor left corridor is that one. So second floor main corridor, this one was the one that triggered so far. Could be in like this space as well. But you see how much area it covers and how it's still not being very useful. This is not helping me much. And like out of all the maps, this should be the map where it's the most useful because of its symmetry and large space. But, and I didn't bring any damn pills. Oh well. Still got 84%. We should be okay. Let's demonstrate. Grab this photo while we're here. Yeah, so it doesn't work through floors, which is annoying. Ah, you threw the breaker. That's not cool. So somewhere up here, we know it's a classroom because it was a room with a phone. I don't think there's a phone in the chapel. We're just going to run to the breaker first because... yeah. Let's do the breaker first. It is interesting that I'm not actually getting anything on the paramic. Oh. Have I been here before? This is the second time this thing's turned the breaker off? It is. I do remember actually coming up here to do the breaker before. So that's fine. That's not as abnormal as one would think. That turns on that area, and that turns on that area. Now, it was ringing phones. Yeah, he's an exceptional artist. I've learnt a lot just using his tutorials by comparison to, you know, years previously where I haven't actively tried to improve by using, you know, tutorials and the help of others. And I think that was a big mistake. Is that I really should have spent more time actually looking up how to do things and getting help with how to do things. And I would probably be further along artistically. And could maybe even get out of my dead-end job and do something like that for a living instead. Because that'd be nice. I always used to say I don't really want to do that because if you do something that you really like as a job, there's a really good chance that you're going to stop liking it because the job will ruin it for you. But it's not always the case. It just, you know, it can happen. All right. Now we got nothing, Jerry. So this was supposed to demonstrate how the paramic is superior to the sound sensors. And I'm getting nothing on the paramic. Is it downstairs? And it just spends a surprising amount of time on the stairwells. Because we definitely heard the phones ringing. And it was over here somewhere. Damn it. Alright, looks like I'm going all the way over to the breaker again. Oh wow. That's a deceptive phone ring. That's over here. Yeah, so look, I mean the sound sensors gave me the wrong side of the school by the looks of things. It's over here somewhere. Almost certainly heard something thrown then. But I mean, this sound sensor has triggered before. I still got nothing. Like, there's nothing up here that looks... Jesus, you scared the crap out of me. Alright, so it's over here. What phone did you just ring? Oh, you've been in and out of the toilets. Must be a corridor ghost. this phone? Gonna risk it. Damn. Might have just taken too long. Could have been that one. Yeah, and it spoke to me, and it wasn't a banshee special noise. But yeah, like, none of the sound sensors gave me this. None of the sound sensors gave me any indication that I was looking. That's... Wow, it's very talkative. Could be a myling? Oh, fingerprints. Should get an interaction as well. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it could be a myling. Very talkative on the paramic, the old myling. It's turned lights on and off, so it can't be a mare, which isn't an option. Whoa! I can get another photo. Because you've done that so many times. Yar. I would say myling, just from that. Let's just hang around in here for a second, see if it's freezing. It is. Oh. Not a myling. Maybe a mimic being myling-ish. Let's turn the breaker off, so one would expect it's not a djinn. So the mimic demon, because it's pretty active, is likely. I think it just knocked on one of the windows there as well. Hantu, not as likely, the old Hantu. So what do you guys reckon? Knowing that it was extremely active when I rocked up, when I finally rocked up. It does leave fingerprints. It is freezing. It spoke on the paramic a lot. It spoke on the paramic a lot. It shouldn't be a djinn because it turned the breaker off and on. No, off. Whereas the breaker won't turn the thing off. A Hantu will turn it off because it likes it cold. So it likes to turn it off. It could be a demon just because it was really active when I got close. I mean, there's nothing about the demon talking in the paramic, but that is also random chance, so it could have just randomly spoken on the mic that many times. Or could be the mimic, and the mimic could have been mimicking a myling, which might be why it spoke on the mic a lot. I reckon it's the demon, to be honest. But yeah, so that one, sound sensors completely useless. Gave me nothing. If anything, just made it harder to work out what it was. I'm going to say demon. Did we get another demon? No, it was a Hantu. That's very surprising. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it turned out to be a Hantu. We did find it, and it spoke on the paramic. But in that particular version, neither the paramic nor the sound sensors helped me at all. And again, thermometer in case I absolutely need something to assist me. No, let's not even risk it. What do I need it for? It's not really doing anything. Sound sensor, one strong flashlight. Let's take the pills, because I did realize in that one, like, if I run out of pills, that's going to be a problem. And let's take the cameras in case I do take that many photos. Probably not likely, but you never know. And in we go. Yeah, it seemed a bit demonic. The way it suddenly became super active as soon as I was close. Livy? Livy? Livy Nilsson.
Reports of a cursed object nearby.
That one,
The reason the curse was summoned
that's not a name that I see a lot.
You may be able to use it.
Or have seen before, to be honest. Livy. Alright. Once again, let's go and dump these in and see what happens. Man, that's a really common breaker spot. Very annoying one too, but oh well. Livy? Probably Livy. So, sound sensor versus Livy Nelson. Can you give us a sign? I got nothing, Jerry. Yeah, I didn't hear anything there. No tarot cards. Don't see anything else here. So I reckon this is a good spot for the first one, and then the second one we'll put over on that side, because after perusing these windowsills and benches, because I think there can be something there, we'll go this way because we're going to look in the library. Did I just hear something? Maybe, maybe not. And see if there's anything in here of a cursed possession style thing. Yeah, really would help if I actually knew where they were. Then I could just check all the spots and get on with it. But yeah, I know where like 2 or 3 of them are in high school, and that's about it. Alright. It's very quiet, not hearing anything. Oh, nope. I reckon I heard a window knock there. So we'll put this down because if I did, it's one of these rooms close by. And it should, if anything happens again, give us another nice tag on the sound sensor. But again, that time I heard something. So now I would concentrate on that area. Maybe upstairs as well, but that area. And I found that without the sound sensors. That is EMF level 5 if ever I've seen it. Unless it was a big poltergeist throw. Right. Things have gone very quiet. Got nothing on the sensors. Even though there's another massive level 5 spike. So something's happened around, well, wherever the ghost is. Could try upstairs. We might try upstairs. It might be upstairs in that corner, but it was definitely around there somewhere that I heard it. Wow. I mean, that's an active ghost and I'm getting nothing on the sound sensors. No, the asylum update might actually be pretty far away. So there is the... Is it difficulty rework? Oh yeah, I opened that. So the difficulty rework is coming. The asylum map might not come with the difficulty rework. We'll be getting the difficulty rework and the 2 new ghosts. And the asylum map might be later on than that. Is that door? Yep. So that's where the ghost is. We'll come back. I'll just drop this one now that it's no longer important. So yeah, so the asylum rework is slated and in progress. And they hired another artist to join the team who is going to be working on that. But the difficulty rework is one of the things that they were busy doing. So the difficulty rework will actually have custom options, so you can customize your difficulty. So you can like play on amateur but have no screens, for example. So you can just break all the screens, but otherwise the game is amateur. So the ghost isn't very hard, like the breaker starts on, all the doors start closed. You know, you've got a 5-minute grace period, but you have no idea what your sanity is. You can't use the sound sensors. You can't use the motion sensors. Actually, I think the motion sensors and the sound sensors still work. There's only these bottom two that are broken. Anyway, you don't know what your sanity is and you don't know what the total activity is. Right, so I'm expecting to see something on the second floor main corridor because the ghost is in that room. But yeah, not just custom difficulty, they're also reworking some other things about the difficulty, as well as like there's your identity within the game. There's like little cards with your level on it, and yeah. So there's a bit of a rework on some of those systems as well. There, something happened. Nothing. That's the ghost room. So I don't know if they're bugged or broken or they're totally inefficient or what. But let's grab this and this. And let's see the parabolic mic picks up something where the sound sensor totally failed to do so. I wonder if it's actually downstairs and it's the twins. Yeah, there's a 0.5 already. Something in this room. Or this one. No. Yep, that room. And that was whispers. So not a banshee scream. So the ghost is being very quiet at the moment. Oh, it's freezing again. Why is every ghost freezing? Oh, footstep. And it turned the breaker off. Yep. Breaker is on the other damn side of the school. Could be a Hantu again. Ah, with all of that about the asylum being said, they might surprise us and drop them both together anyway. Yeah, they're working on it. Maybe they will finish in time. No, there's nothing about the sound sensor that helps identify the ghost type. It's really about identifying the ghost position. And, like, the purpose of all these experiments that I'm currently doing is to demonstrate that I don't see any circumstance where the sound sensor is better than the paramic. It's super inconsistent. If you put the sound sensor somewhere where the ghost is making noise, you will hear the ghost with your own ears. So what good is the sound sensor doing? So the sound sensor, in my opinion, is very much in a state of what good are you? Like, what are you for? You don't appear to serve any real purpose. Okay, I don't know what my sanity is, but it's freezing. Ghost has gone quiet. Oh, it didn't score. That's really weird. Livy, are you here? Okay, we've got another ghost that seems to talk a bit on the mic. Yes and no. Again, like it's so inconsistent. So like, look, again, we'll go downstairs and I'll demonstrate. We've got a mic that is covering that room. The ghost is in that room. It's spoken on the paramic multiple times. It's done things within that room, like ring the phone and knock on the door and so on and so forth. We'll go and watch the sound sensor in that room for a little bit. And we'll see if it ever... Because it hasn't triggered yet. Not while I've been watching it has it triggered. The reason I knew the ghost was there was because I heard it with my own ears. So second floor main corridor, the bottom one, that's the one that needs to do something. There, first floor main corridor. That is that one that triggered. So that's the one on the stairs. Second floor main corridor didn't trigger. So maybe the ghost has currently moved to the stairs and maybe took some steps up or down. I don't know. But look, none of them triggered. The ghost just did something that's basically an EMF level 5. Turn the breaker off so it can't be a djinn. None of those look like twin interactions, but that one does look like EMF level 5. And we had another couple of spikes before that were definitely EMF level 5 as well. There you go. Tiny little trigger. And look how short that was. So if you weren't in the van watching for it, you wouldn't have seen it. And if you are the van guy and you're watching your team, you're more than likely over here watching the head cams. You're not looking over there. So yeah, sound sensors, they're super weak. Like, if they worked more like the activity chart, pardon me, and it was a time-based chart, and they were like 0 to 100% went here, and then this was time, and then you could watch it and go, there was a noise there, and there was a noise there, and that, especially if it coincided with the activity chart. I mean, they're right above each other. That would be ideal. So you could go, there was a spike, and that matches this. Oh, there, finally, got a big one. It did something. It registered. But you see how quick that was there and gone. So if you weren't watching, you wouldn't have noticed. And like the activity chart is doing so much more. Now, if I was in the building anywhere around there, I probably would have heard that. And the paramic was more likely to find it because I would have heard that and pointed the paramic somewhere. Whereas if this actually graphed like the activity chart graphed, you could go, all right, first floor main corridor, the second one, picked up something that looks like the same thing that happened on the activity chart. So I reckon the ghost is over there. Yeah, it didn't used to be that fast. That's true. It used to be slower than that. But it also used to be a smaller range. So the ranges have actually been extended for medium and large maps. But the range is sort of the same as it was on small maps, except on small maps, it used to be a square that fit perfectly within this sphere or circle. So it used to basically be that square. And then they changed it to be that circle, so that radius. Yeah. So what would that be? The diagonal of the square? which is half the hypotenuse of the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Of the triangle. That used to be the distance. Now that is still the same distance, except now it's a radius on a circle. And yeah, like it's just not useful comparison to the paramic and your own ears. So they're there, they've included them in the game, and they are just not as helpful as the paramic and listening. Anyway, what do you guys reckon this one is? Shade, Oni, the twins. It spoke on the mic a lot. We haven't seen anything that looks like twin interactions, but it is relatively active. So I would say it's not a shade. It turned the breaker off, so it's probably not a Jinn. Yeah, no, it's not more effective in the ghost room, because that's not how it works. It doesn't give a damn about walls. So the whole idea is it covers this entire area at an even level of sensitivity. The sensitivity is the same regardless of the distance away and what is between the microphone and where the event happens. So it's no more effective in the ghost room than it is, so long as the ghost room is covered, anything that happens in the ghost room should turn up here. And look at all this stuff that's happening, and I'm not getting any of it. All of that will turn up on the paramic. Or at least it should. Let's grab some pills. We'll go back to 100%. I'm going to go... I've got two cameras. All right. I think it's turned the breaker off again. Damn you! Or no, it might just still... I might not have turned this one back on since I was last here. Nope, it has turned the breaker off again. All right, we'll go get the breaker, and then we'll head back over there, and we'll play with the paramic again, and I'll sort of... Oh, pardon me again. Try to demonstrate. And that's the other thing, like, there's no way of using the sound sensors except in the truck. So for solo play, like, it's 100% useless. It does nothing for me. So one of the things that they were talking about doing were actually adding sound sensor objectives. But that's a crutch. That's like pretending that they're useful by making them be something that gives you money. Like, you get money by taking sound sensors because occasionally there's an objective. Motion sensors used to feel a little like that, but motion sensors are still good for tracking the ghost. Motion sensors actually help you track the ghost. Sound sensors just don't do that. Somewhere around here is a parabolic microphone that I was using and dropped. Let's turn the light off. Let's turn the light on. There, 0.7. Picked up something. Insim has a very similar opinion to mine. He did very similar tests. I've just kind of done more of them. I wanted to increase the sample size. He sort of did like one test in a couple of different maps and went like, oh yeah, this is what happens. This is how that works. This is what you get. No fingerprints, so we do know that now. Shade, Oni, or the twins. I don't think Psycho's really weighed in, or if he has, it was on stream, not on a video, so it was something that I probably missed. But yeah, see that 0.5s that I keep picking up? That's just the ghost walking. And as far as I'm concerned, the sound sensor doesn't pick them up at all. I'm not sure what that 1.4 was. There's the door again. Could also be an Oni, and that's why. Because I'm currently here, so it's doing more stuff while I'm here. So we're not getting as much stuff on the sound sensor because I'm in the van when I'm looking at the sound sensor. But again, that's like exactly that problem, is that I'm not getting anything because I'm in the van, and the only way to work the sound sensor is from the van. Like, it doesn't do anything if I'm not in the van. Which one of these is... Okay, that's that one. That's a fresh one. That has got to have worked. Yes, good. It failed last time. Alright, and I can take 2, because we now also know that if it rings it twice, you can get it twice. We didn't know that before, so that's a new one. But yeah, like that constant 0.5, that gives the ghost away. And that's when the ghost is silent. It's not doing anything that makes a noise. But because the ghost walks around, every now and again it'll do this thing where it leaves a constant 0.5 or something. The sound sensor does not pick that up. The paramic does. Feels Oni-ish. I think that's part of what it is that the ghost is only doing stuff because I'm here. Which again, just is why the sound sensor isn't doing anything. Like maybe in multiplayer, I could have dropped this sound sensor down and maybe the ghost never rang the phone. But I was close enough and it did some Oni stuff, like, you know, maybe tapped on some windows and I didn't hear it. Or there's books and stuff in here that it could throw and I might not hear that. And then the person... Oh, you suck. The person... That was totally a window, but I don't know which one. The person in the van might have heard it or seen it on the sound sensor and been like, oh, something just happened in that vicinity. But the chance of that happening is pretty low because I don't think it picks up players walking around at all. The paramic does. That is a very small distinction, but I'm not sure. We'd have to actually try that. It's been a while since I've been in multiplayer. We could definitely try that next time you guys have some free time. I'm about to start working from tomorrow, though, so I don't really have heaps of time until for a couple of days. But when I do, yeah, it would actually be good to test that. Add a little follow-up to this video. Right. Second floor, main corridor. I reckon it's an Oni because it's not doing anything when I'm not there. See, that one didn't count. That phone is weird. First floor, main corridor. Which is that one. So every now and again it does something over here that triggers, and I don't really get why that happens. And it's only a small trigger as well. It's never very big. What? That's that one. Could... Unless it's wandered really far from its ghost room. But that's extremely strange. And then you get stuff like that as well. So that's very what's the word? Confusing? Not confusing. A different word for when it leads you down the wrong path. Anyway, yeah, that you might have spent ages wandering around. Like, look at all that activity. We've only got the tiniest little spike. Some of that stuff has got to have made noise. I didn't pick up any of it. Don't think it's a shade. It's way too active for a shade. But I haven't seen any twin interactions. That's the closest to a twin interaction I've seen. And that's not really a twin interaction. Twin interactions are on the same line. So the line will go up like that and then get to there and then actually change direction without going down or plateauing. Alright. I think it's an Oni. Weigh in now if you think it's something else. Oh, what? Ah. Must be like 8? 8. That's the camera outside that room. You reckon it's the twins? That's kind of close to a twin interaction, but again, it hasn't changed angle like a twin interaction does. Yeah, don't see anything on that. Alright, let's put in twins and see if you're right. Oni.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Told ya. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. We got 25 for photos as well. Yeah. So that is sort of why
Welcome back.
buy an item and get a spirit box response. Let's see if we can just do one that gives us a spirit box. We'll just do a quick Tanglewood. Grab all our stuff. Do a proper run real quick. And see if we can get those other objectives ticked off.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. I've also written some notes on the whiteboard.
David Straffen. Cool name. Didn't look where the breaker was. David Straffen, can you give us a sign? David, where are you? Not sure if I heard something then. Or if it was just my own footsteps. I don't think that's normally backwards, but oh well, maybe it is. Oh, there's a door. See, definitely in this map, I heard a door. You know, it's got nothing to do with anything else. It was purely my hearing. The sound sensor is not going to help me there in the slightest. Oh, it's teleported the teddy bear away. No, it's freezing. We kind of missed everything. Oh no, I still need that because I haven't found the bone yet. What about this one? Can I hide there? I can. Bone. And there. Wow, I've got a lot of hiding spots today. No bone. Not that one. Didn't really look for the bone in here. I just sort of checked to see if it was EMF. Ooh, that's weird. That is pretty loud. What kind of EMF are we looking at? 3. Door touch? This door. The hell? Okay, that's a door touch. Interaction, so no fingerprints. Oh, I need that. We're looking for the bone. Oh, I see what it did through this picture. Cool. Don't often get those. Still haven't seen the bone. Oh, you know what? I forgot completely about Al's 50th birthday. No, I'm not, because I am working. I wasn't going to the getaway anyway. I thought if none of you guys were going, it would be really weird if I went just on my own. So I decided that no, I will, unless, you know, mum and dad or you guys and the kids were also going. If it's just going to be Al's family and me, that's going to feel weird. So I'd rather, you know, I'll catch up with him after. There it is. That sounds like EMF level 5. If anything sounds like EMF level 5. Yep. Yeeted the doggy photo. Is it the Oni that can yeet things? I think it is. So the Oni's got like the power throw that no one else gets. Yep, and it's cold in here. I don't think the Oni is Spirit Box, so we were trying to get a Spirit Box response, and I don't think we're going to get a Spirit Box response. What are the twins? EMF, freezing. The twins would have been Spirit Box. Alright, there's a possibility if it's the twins. I don't think it is, because that throw was a big throw. That picture's moved a fair bit, so I'm expecting this to actually just be an Oni again, but we'll give it a go. Where are you? Or of course, you know, it could be the twins and I could be entirely wrong. So we'll call it like that. That's all we needed. We got that Spirit Box response. We've discovered the ghost. We got a fair few photos. We're out. I mean, I brought everything, but screw it. Let's not do everything. I'm just trying to finish up the video here. I got to get something to eat before I go to sleep, and I need to be asleep kind of soon. The twins. Excellent. Yeah, so what haven't I done? Oh, buy an item. Oh, well, that's easy. What don't I have heaps of? There we go. Done. Excellent. Alright. Well, that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of a closer look at the sound sensor. Okay, we only did one map. Like, I could probably do some more experimentation. We did come up with the possibility that in multiplayer it might also trigger off player sounds like the paramic does. If it doesn't, that might make it slightly more useful. But I've got a feeling it triggers off player sounds just like the paramic does. But I don't know. I don't think I've seen that since the rework. It definitely used to. But yeah, we'll see. So that might be something different. Other than that, it's not as sensitive as the paramic. The paramic picks up sounds that the sound sensor doesn't. The paramic gives you the ghost, you know, whispering or talking or singing or screaming. There's a ghost that you can identify with the paramic using only the paramic. If it's a banshee and you've got a paramic and it eventually screams, you're like, oh, that's a banshee. And I have no other evidence except for the fact that no other ghost makes that noise. And there are similar things, like a myling will talk on the paramic more than other ghosts. Now, that is random, and you can have... So, for example, we had that demon that spoke on the mic a lot, despite the fact, well, I mean, I say a lot, it was like 2 in a very short succession. But you would normally attribute that kind of closeness, number of speaking on the paramic to a myling. So you can get fooled when it comes to identifying the ghost via its paramic evidence. But when it comes to finding the ghost room, your own ears, not that I can actually touch my ears, your own ears and the paramic beats the sound sensors hands down every time. So what are the sound sensors for? They're there because this game is very much based on what real ghost hunters do. And if you've watched any of the actual ghost hunter, like the professional ones, I mean, it's a bit... I find it kind of low quality television, but at the same time entertaining, very much in the way most reality television is. It's like, oh, when I really think about it, it's so bad that I watch this, but I can't look away. So they use the tools that they use. So for example, the dot sensor, that was something that wasn't in the game, but a lot of ghost hunters use some form of laser grid, like the dot sensor. Things like the paramic are pretty stock standard. The spirit box. The spirit box that we use, that's not... I guess it kind of is now. When it was originally made, it wasn't how a spirit box was supposed to work. It was more of an ovulus. So you could look those up. There's an ovulus, which is, I believe, a trademarked name. That one is certain EMF frequencies are assigned actual words. And then if the ghost wants to talk to you, it's supposed to manipulate the ovulus into detecting that particular EMF. That being said, an EMF reader and an ovulus next to each other should therefore, the ovulus should make a noise and the EMF should detect an EMF at the same time. The big problem with the ovulus is that the words are assigned arbitrarily. So if your ghost doesn't speak English, you're just going to get gibberish for a start, because the ovulus is only available in English, to the best of my knowledge. So it's kind of stupid. It's just like an arbitrary thing. And how's the ghost supposed to know? Whereas the spirit box, what the spirit box actually does is it scans radio frequencies at an extreme rate. So it goes through, I think it's supposed to be like 30 frequencies, so it moves one step every 30th of a second. And you can change that. You can turn it up and you can turn it down as well. Now, how the ghost is supposed to manipulate that, I don't actually understand. But the concept is, if you get a few words in a row and they make sense, it's not likely to be that you're just picking up random radio channels like Easy Listening and then the rock station and then, I don't know, a sports station, and you hear someone say, "I am here," in 3 different voices. That shouldn't happen. However, it certainly can happen, and it does happen. And that's not how the spirit box works in Phasmophobia, so it's more like an ovulus, to be honest, because it makes very clear ghostly noises. So, ignoring the reality of it, but that's the spirit box. UV lights, black lights, pretty stock standard. There's another one called... I forget what it's called, but it's sort of like a heat thing. And it sort of tracks differences in heat and then assigns a skeleton kind of pattern to that. But that one's kind of been debunked, because if you just point that one at someone's head, eventually they'll have a little dancing person on top of their head because of the way heat escapes from your head, and the device will actually just interpret that as, oh, here's 2 arms and 2 legs and a spine, and it'll just bounce around like, I don't know, someone. I forget the name of that one, though. So that one's not in Phasmophobia, but I don't know, it might come in the future. Writing books. I don't know about ghost writing books. I don't think I've seen any of them before, but people finding things supposedly written by ghosts, or... what's the name for it? There's a name where you sort of go into a trance and you try not to concentrate and you just sort of hover a pencil over a page, or maybe like make motions without actually touching the pencil to the page, and then the ghost will actually manipulate it and make you make marks. That's a thing. What else have we got? EMF reader, of course. EMF readers are pretty stock standard. EMF readers, like, yeah, ghost hunters use them, but electricians use them, and certain sound people use them, and most audio visual people will probably use one. High EMF can be dangerous for you, and even low EMF can make noise on things like microphones, speakers, etc., etc. So if you're going for crystal clear sound or absolutely crystal clear uninterferenced visuals, you probably have an EMF reader to see if there's any EMF sources in the room. So they're pretty stock standard, and it's not surprising that ghost hunters picked them up. Let's see, what else is there? EMF, ghost writing, spirit box, thermometer, of course, pretty stock standard. You know, ghosts are supposed to make it cold. That's just a thing. UV light is black light, same thing. Video camera is pretty stock standard. Again, I've never seen anything compelling caught on a video camera, but hey, that's pretty stock standard. And then everything else is just, you know, whatever. Crucifixes, well, there's two ways that can work. Either Christianity has it exactly right, which is why crucifixes work, or your ghost was Christian and henceforth believes, at which point the crucifix would work. Because, you know, if your ghost was Jewish, then it's really, you'd need a Star of David, and a crucifix wouldn't do much. But the other option, of course, is that Christianity has it 100% right, at which point the crucifix would always work, because that would be the only true holy symbol. You got to have a flashlight. You can't not have a flashlight. I don't know if there are UV glow sticks. I assume there are, but I've never actually seen one. I've seen purple ones, but I don't think they were UV. Head-mounted camera. GoPros are prolific these days anyway, and it's a great way to film. Although they normally go with chest-mounted. Head-mounted isn't as common. Normally they go with chest-mounted because they actually, you get a better viewing angle, and it doesn't move around as much. So like people whip their heads around, but especially as you get older, you tend to move your whole body, not your head. Lighters for the candle. I mean, sometimes people just have a lighter. Motion sensors, pretty stock standard. I've explained them. Parabolic microphone, yes, they get used all the time. Photo cameras are like video cameras. These days, they're the same thing. They will generally use a video camera and then pull stills off it. They won't just use photos. Smudge sticks, that's sort of ancient technology. Sage is supposed to be something often used at seances and with witches and so on and so forth. So that's just a bit of ancient lore. Salt, same sort of thing, supposed to ward against demons and witches and many ghosts across many different regions of the world, paranormal entities. Salt seems to be relatively common as a protector against that ghost. Sanity pills, well, that one's more of a game mechanic. Otherwise, what would that be? Like Valium, something to calm you down, I guess. Sound sensor, again, yes, they will use sound sensors. Strong flashlight, well, that's just, you know, when you've been doing this for a while, get a bit of flashlight. And tripods, well, I really need a tripod because I've got this one camera and it's not a great camera. The camera on my phone is better than this camera. If I had a decent tripod or a decent mount, I could use my damn phone and it would be better than this thing. Although the ring light is, I mean, it's a ring light. It's not great, but it is a ring light. I do need to buy some other lights as well. But there's so many other things I want to do. I want to get some sound dampening in here. So there's also an impromptu run-through of what real ghost hunters use versus what is in Phasmophobia. And once again, final message of the day, sound sensors kind of suck. Hopefully they do something to make them more useful other than just make them a objective. Because making them an objective, that's an artificial crutch. That is pretending that it's useful by, you know, making it something that you have to do, as opposed to making it actually useful. But I don't know how you would make it actually useful. The only thing I could think is if it is not susceptible to player sounds, But that would be retarded because it's a microphone. It's got to make noises. It's got to pick up noises. If I drop something next to this microphone, it picks that up. Just picking up paranormal noises, that's not a thing. Such technology doesn't exist, or if it does, it's probably all hokum. But that being said, this game could go with a bit of hokum. So there's a possibility. It's not a very likely one, and it seems stupid, and people will criticize the hell out of it if they do it. So yeah, sound sensors, I mean, they existed early in the game, but why they still exist, we don't know. So I don't know. They might go, and they might be replaced with something better at some point in the future. We shall see. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy this. Sorry about the massive rant at the end, but oh well, you know, sometimes I do that. If you did enjoy it and you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so that you can find all my stuff. It makes it nice and easy. There's a whole bunch of things on this channel, not just Phasmophobia. And hit that notification bell because it's super random when I go live. Like I said, I wasn't even going to stream tonight, but I was in the shower and I just couldn't stop thinking about sound sensors and how crap they are. And I'm like, I've got to demonstrate this. I'm going to go stream. If you're over on Twitch, hit that follow button because that's the one that helps me out the most over there. And change your notification settings on your individual channel settings in your personal settings. That's a lot of the word settings, but that's how you do it. If you want to find my different channels, YouTube's kind of hard to find because I don't have a cool URL because I don't have enough subscribers and traffic yet. But twitch.tv/quivs_AU because I'm the Australian one. And if you go to my About page, you can find my YouTube from there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.